Hi, this video is going to be introducing the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum is a continuous range of wavelengths, and each different wavelength has different properties. All of the electromagnetic waves travel at the same speed, which is around 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second in a vacuum. The frequencies of the waves vary because the wavelengths are different and they all travel at the same speed. The frequency is the number of completed waves passing through a certain point per second, or the number of waves produced by a source each second. As the wavelength increases, the frequency decreases. So if we have a short wavelength, it has a very high frequency. If we have a longer wavelength, it has a lower frequency. The shortest waves are gamma rays, and these have a wavelength of around 1 meter times 10 to the power of minus 14. Because they have the shortest wavelength, it means that they have the highest frequency of all the waves in the electromagnetic spectrum. As the wavelengths increase, we then have X-rays, then ultraviolet light, then visible light, then infrared radiation, microwaves, and we end up with radio waves. Radio waves have the longest waves at around 1 meter times 10 to the power of 4. Because they have the longest waves and all of the electromagnetic waves travel at the same speed, it means that radio waves have the shortest frequency. So just to reiterate, as the wavelength increases, the frequency decreases. So in this video, we're going to be looking at visible light in more detail. Visible light is made up of a spectrum of colours. Each colour has a different wavelength. Red light has the longest wavelength out of visible light, and violet has the shortest wavelength. White light is made up of a spectrum of many different colours. These colours can be separated by shining white light through a prism. As the light shines through the prism, it is refracted. However, due to white light being made up of many different colours with different wavelengths, the different coloured lights are refracted at different angles. Reds, oranges and yellows are refracted the least because they have the longest wavelength. Blues and violets are refracted the most because they have the shortest wavelengths. And we can see this by looking at the diagram. We see that the blues and the violets are refracted the most, and the reds are refracted the least. This leads to a spectrum of light coming about because white light is shined through the prism. For more videos, content, quizzes and past papers, go on to www.elevise.co.uk.